welcome back to the MBU Basketball Coaches Show. That's Sam Pearson, head coach of the MBU women's basketball team. Sam, you're now 11-1 in conference and had another week going undefeated. Talk to me about those 2 wins that you had on the road against William Woods and Lyon. First time you ever won in Batesville as well.
Yeah, man. A couple of really good wins for us. Like you said, on the road, and any win in the conference on the road is tough, man. But specifically Woods. Woods brings a good crowd. An electric atmosphere. It's kind of a smaller arena. The fans are sitting right there on top of you, man. But Coach Nash, man, although they're towards the bottom of the conference, man, they play hard as heck, man. They play hard as heck. There's no quit. I think that we went up 17 in the third. They cut it to 8 maybe, and then went up like another 15. They had cut that lead down as well. So they play hard. There's no give up. There's no quit in that group. But for us to kind of settle in late, keep our composure down the stretch, and pull out a victory on the road, man, feels good. And I tell my group, man, we're gonna get every team's best game. When you're sitting number 1 in the conference, every team is going to give you their best, and I think that we've been able to withstand that. Went into Lyon. At Lyon, man, is a place that I've never won at before, and we've never won collectively as the entire women's basketball history, in our entire history. So, man, it really felt good grabbing one there, man, and like you said, getting a season sweep over Lyon, who year after year, man, has been the top of the conference, been kind of the prototype of the conference, and has been kicking our butts, year after year. But it really feels good to take care of business here when we played them here, to begin the season, and then, coming back from Batesville, man, it feels good with coming out with a sweep, man, because, that also is a really tough place, man. Batesville is a smaller town, and they're going to bring out the entire city, to come play, man. So the entire gym's rooting against you, it feels like. But, we were able to have tunnel vision, man, take that thing get one possession at a time, man, come out of there with a victory. So it feels good going 2-0 in conference. To start the second half of the conference season, and we'll see if we'll be able to continue to ride this momentum, man.
Right, absolutely. And last week we talked a little bit about you want your team to be peaking at the right time.
Yeah. And
one thing I've noticed over the last couple of games, you guys have really cut down on the turnovers.
Yeah.
I think you're going like 4 or 5 games in a row with sub 15 in the turnover department. And you guys are getting steals on top of that, getting points off those turnovers that you guys are forcing.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're really paying attention to and like really harping to your players is like, okay, we got to take care of the ball, and at the same time, we're going to give them our best shot on defense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is what is going to make us arrive from good to great. We want to be a great team. And I think that if we're able to minimize the amount of times we are hurting ourselves, giving up offensive rebounds, giving up second chance points for their opposition, turning the basketball over, et cetera. If we're able to minimize those, possessions, then we're really great, man. We're really playing some great basketball. And we've been able to do that, like you said, the last 4 games or so. But that's been a point of emphasis. I think that where we are right now in our season, man, we have an opportunity to really be special, to potentially break into the top 25, and to potentially host the conference tournament, But it's about one game at a time, one day at a time, continuing to get better, staying humble and staying hungry. Looking at, Lyon and Woods, man, there's still several possessions, man, that we're out of sync, out of whack, still playing subpar basketball, not shooting it well in some areas, or not passing up a good look for a great look, or not boxing and giving up offensive rebounds. And those are all areas that when we hop into the film room tomorrow, it's going to really be a point of emphasis for us, to continue to get better, continue to strive for greatness. Don't be composed. Don't settle in, man, but continue to get better, man, because, like I told the group, man, I don't want to get bored from winning, because it hasn't always been like this. We used to be the bottom of the conference, man, scraping the bottom of the barrel, and be and be content with playing lion to a 14-point loss, and we feel good about ourselves. No, man, the tables have turned, man, and we've planted the roots over the years, man, and this thing is finally blossoming, man. So, we got to stay humble in that, because it hasn't always been like this, man. So, we're going to continue to try to get better, in everything we can do. I think we're 11-1 in the conference season, but we still got a loss, to Columbia, and we're going to get every team's best, like I said. We can lose on any given night if we're not at our best. So it's up to us to stay humble and stay hungry, man. So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little about Casey Rice. She, went through the first half of the season, coming off the bench, kind of being like one of those super subs for you guys.
Yeah.
Now it seems like her game is just like coming into fruition. She's, grabbing rebounds, getting steals, led you guys in points both games last week.
Yeah.
What's it like seeing her and her game kind of, she seems comfortable now.
Yeah, right? and that's what it is, man. It's comfortability, man, and confidence. I think that her skill set is unique. She makes us different. 6-foot guard who can play the stretch 4, who can handle it as the 2 or the 3, who can guard the 1 through the 4. She's very versatile in what she does. Able to shoot the ball, able to distribute the ball, able to guard the ball. And she has a different composure on the court. She breaks the defense down and gets a paint touch and pivots and remains calm, in the middle of the heart of the defense, man, is a unique skill set that she has, man. But she's really blossoming, man, really coming into her own and playing the basketball that we know that she's capable of playing. She coming from Tabor College, man, she's been a heck of a scorer. She's a 1,000-point scorer over the course of her career. So we knew she could fill it up, man, and it was just a matter of putting her in the right situations to be successful. I think that coming off the bench, she was in a role that, was challenging. Sit for a quarter and a half and then come in and be asked to shoot the basketball right away. That's kind of a tough position to put her in. But she stayed to the grind, man. She has stayed to the grind. That's a testament to, her true hardworkingness and the character that she has, man. She stayed to the grind, has earned that starting position, man, and hasn't looked back since, man. So, hats off to her.
Yeah, and it seems like you guys, as you said last week, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
You guys have a winning formula in this group at the minute,
yeah,
and not changing that anytime soon. It seems like. So.
Yeah, man. We got like I said, when off Christmas break, we changed up some things. Early on, I was a lot of double bigs, and really playing 2 5s out there actually. And it helped with our rebounding, but kind of slowed us down, and we were less dynamic offensively. So adding that 4th guard or stretch 4 in Casey Rice to the lineup, gives us a little more versatility offensively, and we don't lose much defensively, if anything. So, since then, man, like I said, man, we've been rolling a 8-game win streak, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. We're going to continue to ride this momentum, man.
Right, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, after what seems like a month and a day, you guys are finally going to be playing back here in the Petty.
Yeah.
4-game set of road games is now over.
Yeah.
And you guys are coming back home this Thursday against Central Baptist, and then on Saturday against Williams Baptist.
Yeah.
Talk to me about those matchups.
Yeah, well, man, let me tell you, Lyle Middleton and John Mayberry, man, are both well-respected coaches, in the league, man. And I think that, they're going to come in here Thursday night. CBC is going to come in here Thursday night, knowing that, they played us tough down in Conway, at their place, man. Played us tough, man. They got a kind of an unorthodox style. They play a lot of forwards, not really any bigs or not really any littles, but just kind of about 5 players that are all same height, same abilities, and it kind of makes for a tough matchup to guard, man. So, I know they're going to come in here, hungry for a win. And like I said, we're going to get their best. We're going to get every opponent's best. And then Willie Bap come Saturday, man, is always a tough challenge. With Mayberry kind of switches it up with the 1-2-2, and then he'll come back to a 2-3 zone, and then he'll throw a man trap at you. So he'll keep you on your toes in that aspect as well, man. So. We're gonna first. We got to get to the practice court. Like I said, get to the film room, man. We got to make some adjustments. And cut down some turnovers, some offensive rebounds, some second chance opportunities we've been giving up. And then come Thursday, come Saturday, man. Is again we put our best foot forward, and we're at our best, man. We're a tough outing for most all of opponents. So we're gonna focus inward. Continue to continue to tighten up the areas, in which we can get better, man. And come Thursday, come Saturday, man, put our best foot forward. See what may happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best of luck, Sam. We appreciate the time.
Always a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. Appreciate you having me.
The women's basketball team will be back in the Carl and Dolores Petty SRC for games against Central Baptist Mustangs and the Eagles of Williams Baptist. And we'll be right back with Kevin Paulus and Preston Ingram for the men's side.
Welcome to the Coaches Show. That's Preston Ingram, head men's basketball coach here at Missouri Baptist. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about the week that was for your team. Thursday night, you go to Fulton, you get a good win over a very tough William Woods team.
Yeah, especially at their place. They've been tough historically since Charles Bell's been there to beat them at their place. And the Andy is always rocking. And I mean, again, it was another rocking show. It was loud, it was packed, and it was exciting, great atmosphere, something we talked about last week that we knew we were going into. But again, it was a great atmosphere for us, and it was a very good win with us being shorthanded. I thought a lot of guys stepped up, and I thought Bryce did a phenomenal job, of rebounding the basketball. Right. Nico stepped up in a major way. And then really, Dalen Dalton really just stepped up in a major way with 14 points and came through with us not having Jadis for that game, and really fulfilled a lot when the Tyrell got his ankle injured and everything else. I mean, there was everything that was stacking against us, and we did a really good job of just maintaining the course, maintaining the pace, and came up with physical stops and made plays down the stretch and made some free throws.
You and I talked about it before you left for that trip. You knew you were going to be shorthanded, and then 5 minutes into the game, Tyrell turns his ankle.
Yeah.
I'm like, what else can possibly go wrong here? But you're right. Dalen stepping up at the point guard spot, 14, not just distributing, but 14 points. That was huge for you guys.
Without a doubt. It came in and defended well, and I mean, like, that was another thing too, is that, one thing I've thought of with this team is I think that we're deep. And we got guys that can play. Another guy also, too, that needs to be noted is Christian Davis.
Right.
Christian Davis came in with 11 and got the lid off the rim and hit a couple big shots, got to the rim, scored some big shots, defended really well. And, I mean, those are two guys there that hadn't really played a whole lot in some games and, again, came in clutch for us. And so we needed that whenever we're shorthanded. And I'm over there on this thinking, like, what else can happen right now, but they were positive, they maintained the stride, and ultimately we got done what we needed to get done, and we want to know for the night.
We touched on this last week when we did the show. It's sort of the transition that you make from the playing style that you have against Harris Stowe to the playing style that you had against William Woods, and then again with Lyon on Saturday. But I just want to touch upon Darius Yohe. I thought he was going to have 15 blocks in that game.
I think he did.
They gave him 8, but that dude is a force in the middle. And yet, you guys still were able to overcome that and still get the victory.
Well,
and Crutcher too. I mean, both of them were just,
they're just a block party.
You couldn't get anything in the paint.
No. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know his last 2 career highs, but that might have been big against us. Mm-hmm. He had 9 last year. I don't know that was against us or not, but he is a long, athletic, really, really skilled about his timing. Understands how to get up there and when to get up there. His last one against Bryce that they called a foul, I told him after the game, man, I really thought that was a block.
Right.
I'm going to take it.
I think everyone did.
But that was a block. I know Charles is probably not the most happiest about that, but I have to be the first one to admit that I thought that he blocked it. But nonetheless, though, I mean, he puts a lot of pressure on the rim.
Right.
And, I thought that we kind of started making some adjustments, but they make it tough inside. Mm-hmm. And they went extremely big against us to start the game off. And I didn't know how we was going to handle that. But I thought, again, to give credit to our guys, I mean, they played physical, they played strong, and we got the stops that we needed to get stops, and we scored when we needed to score.
Big win over Lyon on Saturday, and it was the Moosh show pretty much. I mean, everyone contributed, but Moosh with 22 points, that's kind of the game you've been waiting for him to have for 2-3 years now, and he came up huge in that game.
Without a doubt, and came in at the right time.
Right.
And got going right away. We kind of went back to some old stuff that we used to do last year when we had him, Pollard, and River and Yeager and just kind of just pounded inside. And we made some really quick in-game adjustments. Luckily, we have enough. We don't really have a whole lot of veteranness to us because 2 of those guys were on the bench for us. But we was able to really kind of become veteran in the fact that we was able to get the ball inside with some of the actions we used to run last year that we don't run this year because we don't have that. And to his credit, I mean, he really got the isolation that he needed to get, and he got to his spots quick and had a lot of success down low. 22-6 was something that was major for us to get us over the hump. It gave us the lead at halftime. And then the second half, we kind of opened it back up to the outside guys. But if it wasn't for Moosh, though, you know, we might not be going 1-0 that night, you know. And again, you know, I just got down out, like we just got out of film, and I told this to the guys last night, or just a minute ago, and I told them, you know, you look at the last couple of games, we were led by somebody that had not been playing significant minutes or significantly well. Right. And that shows where we're at and what we could be. And that's what I'm hoping that we get out of this thing is that keep moving the needle forward, provide when you need to provide. And that's one thing that, you know, that I've talked to you about, and I talked about to the team all the time, is just be ready to provide. Provide whatever that it is. And just, you never know when your number's gonna be called, and what it is, get ready to step in and provide. And then when it's not, still provide. And they did that this week.
12-10 on the season. You guys are 8-2, holding down the second spot in the AMC. You're getting to the point. I mean, it's almost like the season, your outlook on the season changes so quickly. Because a week ago we're saying, oh, you're only halfway done with the conference season. Now there's 6 games left, and even if it is, you know, go 1-0 today, it's kind of turning into a sprint now. You know, 6 games left, and still trying to position yourself for that AMC tournament.
It is. It's getting down to the crunch, but I just told them, I mean, we got to be able to go 1-0 still. And we still got to be able to stay the exact same mindset in the course. Is we can't get ahead of ourselves. You know, I mean, we try to get down to February 18th, I think is our last game, maybe it is. We can't get there unless we get through today. And, you know, the one thing about me, I've never been an outlook guy of down the road is I try to stay as present-minded as I possibly can and understand the importance of what we need to do right now. And today, you know, we're off today. It's an important day for us. I told them after our Saturday game, they need to go get 10 meals in them before we see them again on Tuesday. We need to be able to get our treatments. We need to go downstairs and go see Ellen. We need to go get anything that we need to do, get stretched, get warmed back up with their injuries. We got to get back being healthy again, and we got to take care of some academics, and then we got to get some film study about what we need to do to get better. And we did that today, and then tomorrow we'll get back on the floor and get prepared for the first time that we're talking about on the floor with CBC, and that's going to be an important day for us. That we got to get the first day, and so it's really that because if we don't do it that way, we'll get ahead of ourselves and we're going to stub our toe when we don't want to stub our toe. So we try to stay as quickly present of where we need to be at, especially understanding what's up to come. In that.
And it would be good to stay present this week because CBC and Williams Baptist coming in. CBC's right behind you guys in the standings. Willie Bap is just below them. You know, I won't say fortunately, you guys earned the victories on the road down there. Now they're going to try to come up here and return the favor. Let's talk a little bit about CBC. They're always a dangerous team. The style that they play, the personnel that they have, it's a dangerous matchup for you guys on Thursday night.
Without a doubt, and I'll say fortune because we got a little fortunate at both places. You know, I mean, like, you know, we just so haven't had the ball last. You know, and then the following week against Columbia, we didn't have the ball last. Columbia had the ball last, and so. You know, again, you're talking about one possession games, you know, and, you know, against CBC, you know, I think this is one of their best teams they've had in some time since Clint had been there. But, you know, this year's team, I thought last time when we played them, their backside rotations was as good as I've seen them, which, you know, that's one thing that kind of threw us for a curve. And I thought they also stepped up and made some plays in the crucial times, but to our credit, Hardy hit a big shot. That's obviously going to be a bad taste in their mouth. We know that they're going to come in and be ready to go. We know what's at stake for that is that for both sides of the party is that if we win, we have the season split, or excuse me, the season sweep. We get the season sweep on them. That's a big thing going down the line. When now you're talking about this jockeyiness of what we was talking about earlier is these next 3 games here is kind of crucial when you're talking about jockeying, about positioning. For us, if we split with them, then it puts so much pressure on everything else. But again, the only thing we need to worry about is our rotations and what we need to do for CBC and how we need to be able to handle what we need to do and take care of their pressures at the rim. And Brendan Steen's been playing really, really well for him. He's an enforcer. He's a guy that's going to put a lot of pressure. He's their Draymond Green, I guess you can say, is that he's going to do all the dirty work and sometimes does some dirty work. And we got to be ready for all that.
Well, I will ask you to look one game ahead to Williams Baptist. Anyway,
Sure.
Let's talk a little bit about Williams Baptist on Saturday and what kind of challenges they present for you.
Pressure.
Yeah.
And Josh Austin has them playing hard. They're going to fly around defensively. They're going to zone you. They're going to trap you. They're going to pressure you. You're going to have to play fast. Sometimes he'll platoon. Duke Harding obviously gave us 33 last time we played him. We're going to do a good job having to guard Duke. We can't allow Duke to get off like that way. And then you got a really good another player down there, Ben Keaton. He's been struggling in the last couple of games, but we all know what Ben Keaton's capable of doing. And at any point in time, he can go off. And so we're going to have to be able to handle that and handle their pressures and make sure that we put pressure at the rim and put them in situations for us to be successful. Because again, I thought that we had control of the game down there, and then they came back, and then we went back, and then they took control of the end. And again, to do credit, Deshaun makes a phenomenal play, pitches the head, and Tyrell hits a buzzer beater three in a game that we really was fortunate in that game. And so we're going to have to make sure that we do that, and where we don't put ourselves in those contents, because they just went to William Woods and beat William Woods at William Woods, and they're not very big. And William Woods is obviously really big. And that's another good credit to them. And so, they just played Columbia and really had Columbia down the whole entire game. So, they're playing smart hard basketball, and hopefully on the road they're not going to be as potent. But, we know anytime we play these two teams here, they're going to be ready to go.
And you just talked about this. We'll kind of revisit it a little bit. The importance of these two games, in that if you can beat CBC twice, you can beat Williams Baptist twice. Not only does it move them down in the standings, but it also, you win tiebreakers in that case. It also makes your next games, your last, 4 meaningful, especially the ones that come up. You drop one of these. That game a week from Saturday that everyone has circled on the calendar doesn't mean as much if you don't take care of your business now.
Without a doubt. And that's part of the marathon of the conference, right? Last year, obviously, you're looking at from last year's standpoint, we really was in the exact same predicament. Even at this point, we were undefeated, if I recall right, but it was still one game out. That once you dropped one, these next couple of weeks, we all kind of play each other, and we're all going to touch each other. And everybody's right now is trying to still jockey for positions, and it's pretty tight and close. There's not a whole lot of distance between any of us right now, and so for us it is. Starting off again with today and tomorrow, what we need to be able to get done and get back being healthy and get some guys back, and and we're still going to be a little hobbled a little bit going into the game, but we got to be able to step up. And if we're going to try to put up pressure to be able to win the conference, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen down the line, but we are going to have to take care of what we need to take care of to try to get ourselves in content, because we're there. The one good thing about us is that we still control our own destiny. A lot of teams are going to have to hope for somebody else to do something. We don't have to hope if we handle what we need to handle. We're in the driver's seat. We just got to take care of what we need to take care of, going 1-0 one day at a time on that part.
Thanks a lot for the time. Good luck
Absolutely.
this week.
Appreciate it.
All right, that is Preston Ingram. He's the head men's basketball coach.
We need everybody out here, though.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Let me go ahead. Let me do this again. I don't want to cut off the exit.
30 seconds,
Chop.
Coach. Go.
Again, please get out here and support us in the next 2 games. Not just from us. I also want to talk on the behalf of the women's basketball. They're in a historic situation right now, and that's something that we all understand in that part. And we both need support right now. They're sitting in first place, doing a phenomenal job in conference. And these 2 games are highly important for the women. They're highly important for the men. And we need everybody out here as much as possible, not to just be sitting over there and just fill the seats, but we need you guys to be up throwing stuff on the floor. I don't care if we need to throw paper towels on the floor and we need to do one of those, but we need a live environment with these 2 games here, because when we go to their places, they're extremely highly packed. We have every single game from here on out for us on the road is a themed night. It was themed night for us at Lyon. It was a themed night for us at Woods. It's going to be a themed night for us at Columbia. It's going to be a themed night everywhere we go. And so please come out and support both programs as much as we possibly can. Now, Click, you're back in.
Thanks, man. That's Coach Preston Ingram, and this has been the Coach's Show.